When the yarn meets the hook, it becomes more than just a look. Every scarf, every bag, every warm embrace carries love.
Hello, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is BRcrochet, and in today's tutorial we are learning how to make this cute romper. It's a cowl neck romper. So this is a cowl neck romper. This is really cute and really simple to make. So for the measurements, for the materials you'll be needing is your balls of yarn. You can use any color of your choice. You can use plain color or any other color apart from this color that I have here. So you can actually make this in your preferred color. So you need your balls of yarn. You need your hook size of 4.0 mm. You can use lesser hook or higher hook. It depends on the type of yarn you're using. You need your stitch marker. You need a measuring tape and scissors. So this is all you need to make this cute romper here. So please like, share, and subscribe. This is what you're interested in learning how to make. Please stay to the end of the video. And now let's get right into class. So work on this, you need to take measurements of your shoulder to shoulder. So the shoulder to shoulder I'm working on is 17 inches, which is still going to cover my bust. So it now depends on how deep you want your cowl to be. So mine is 17 inches. Add 2 inches to it, to my 17 inches to complete 19 inches. So now make a chain of 19 inches. So slip knots. Then I'm going to make a chain of 19 inches. Like I said, you're going to take measurement of your shoulder to shoulder measurements. The shoulder to shoulder measurement I'm working on is 17 inches plus extra 2 inches, which is 19 inches. So you can decide to add extra to yours or go with your shoulder to shoulder measurements. So one. So right now I have my 19 inches here and I have a chain of 75. So here is a chain of 75 and it's 19 inches. Without stretching, I have 19 inches without stretching. So now I'm going to make extra chain of 2. 1, 2. So skip the first 2 chain or the last 2 chain you made and work into the third with a double crochet. So double crochet. Then into every stitch, you're going to go in with 1 double crochet. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up, put through 2, put through 2. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up, put through 2, put through 2. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up, put through 2, put through 2. So you go into every stitch with double crochet. So go into every chain with a double crochet. So make sure you're working into your chain on a straight line, just like this. If you are picking the top stitch, pick the top stitch to the end, and if you are picking the back stitch, pick to the end. Pick one line to the end. Continue to make your 1 double crochet until you get to the last end. Back to the last stitch here. So chain 3 or chain 2. So your chain 3 or chain 2 does not count as a stitch. So into the first stitch, going with 1 double crochet. Then 1 double crochet into every other stitches till the end again. So into every stitch you're going with 1 double crochet. So continue to going into every stitch with one double crochet until you get to the last stitch. Into the last stitch, I'm going to have one double crochet. So always make sure you have your one double crochet into the last stitch and one double crochet into the first stitch on both sides. So chain 2, turn. Into the first stitch, like I said, you have one double crochet. Into every other stitches, one double crochet. You're going to have one double crochet into every stitch without skipping a stitch. Once you skip a stitch, then that's a decrease. So just have one double crochet into every stitch. So I'll be working between 12 to 13 inches length. So I already have my 12 inches and 19 inches long. So the length here is 12 inches. I have 12 inches here and I still have my bust to bust measurement of 19 inches. So now we're going to work on the waist measurements. The original waist measurement I'm working on is 27 inches, but I'm going to decrease to 24 inches. That's 3 inches away from the original waist measurement. So I have 19 inches here and I'm going to decrease up until 24 inches. So that's 5 inches. Now I'm going to make a chain of 5 inches. So it's going to start working on the waist down to the length. So I'm going to make a chain of 5 inches. Whatever waist measurements you're working on, minus 3 inches away from the original waist measurements you are working on. So I'm going to make a chain of 5 inches. So now I already have my chain of 5 inches. So I'm going to connect to this. So into the top stitch here, make a slip stitch to connect. Now you should have this. So from this point now, we're going to start working on the hip measurements. So chain 2, 1, 2. So work one double crochet into your chain. So into the chain, make one double crochet each. I already have my double crochet into the chain, so now I can continue going around until I'm back to the beginning point, which is here. Into every stitch, one double crochet until I'm back to the beginning point. I'm going to slip stitch. So slip stitch into the top stitch. Chain 3, 2, 3. Turn. So now that this is done, we are going to get the midpoints. So you're going to get the midpoints now to start increasing or to get to the hip measurements. Going to fold to 2 to get the midpoints on this. So this is the first midpoint, and this is the other midpoint. So now we have our midpoint for increase. So this is the point where you start increasing until you get to your hip measurement minus 4 to 5 inches. It all depends on you. I'm working on 39 inches as the hip measurements. So I'm going to continue this until I get to 34 inches. So into the same stitch, that's the first stitch here, you're going to place 1 double crochet. So now that you have your 1 double crochet here, then you're not going to have anything into the last stitch since this is for this. So when you place something here, it means you're increasing. So go 1 double crochet until you get to your mid marker points. One double crochet into every stitch until you get to where you have your stitch marker. I have my stitch marker here, so I'm going to place 2 double crochets in the same stitch. 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Then continue with 1 double crochet until you get to the next stitch marker. Go into the next stitch marker and place 2 double crochet into where you have your stitch marker. 2 double crochets. Into every other stitches, you have 1 double crochet each until you get to the end points. So the only point where you're going to start having 2 double crochets in a stitch is where you have your stitch marker. So every other point you have 1 double crochet each, and this is because we don't want to have a regular shape that's just placing 2 double crochet into any of the stitches without following on a line. So this will help us track the increase from waist to the 8 points. Like I said, you're not placing the double crochet into the last stitch because the last stitch is for the chain 3. So when you place a double crochet here, then it means you're increasing. So into the third stitch, that's into the third chain, now you're going to have your slip stitch. So slip stitch into the third chain. This. So now this is done. Chain 3, turn again. Into the same stitch, you're going to have 1 double crochet, then 1 double crochet round, or 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to your next stitch marker again. Into where you have your 2 double crochet, place 2 double crochet there. So where you have your 2 double crochet, always remember to place 2 double crochet in that same point and have and continue 1 double crochet until you get to the next stitch marker and place your 2 double crochet into where you already have your 2 double crochets. So you're going to continue this until you get to your hip measurement minus 4 to 5 inches. So I'll be doing minus 5 inches. So I'm working on 39 inches as the hip measurement. Now I'm going to continue until I get to 34 inches, which will be 17 inches on fold. Then from there we'll meet up. I've gotten to the next stitch marker point, which is this, and where I have my 2 double crochet. So I'm going to place 2 double crochets into the same point, then continue with 1 double crochet until the last end. You're not placing any stitch into this because you already have your chain 3 there. So you're going to slip stitch now into the chain 3, to the third chain, slip stitch. So you're going to continue increasing on this point where you have your, you can continue to move your stitch marker as you go so you don't miss your points. Now I already have my hip measurement minus 5 inches, which is 17 inches, that's 34 inches. So right now I'm going to slip stitch. If you already done that, then chain 2 and cut. Go into the same stitch, pull through, then tie 2 times and cut. So now we're going to divide the crotch area. So you're going to fold into 2 to get the midpoint. So for mine, this is the midpoint. This is the midpoint. So you're going to take measurements. On this side, I'm having 8.5 inches, and on this side, I'm also having 8.5 inches. So my measurement is right. Then if you have a stitch marker, you can place a stitch marker where you already have your measurements. So go ahead and take your measurement again. 8.5 inches here and 8.5 inches here also. So insert your hook from either behind or this point, then going to make a chain of 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I already have my chain of 16 here. Then into the opposite side, which is here. Connect. Chain 2. So now this is done. Now you can go round. So you can either go into the same stitch or into the next stitch. So into every stitch until you're back to your chain. You're going to go in round with 1 double crochet. So you go round with 1 double crochet. Into the same stitch where you start your chain, you're going to have 1 double crochet. Then you can start your 1 double crochet into your chain. Last stitch, you have your 1 double crochet, then slip stitch, chain 3, 2. Now I'm going to keep going round. So into the same stitch, you're going to still repeat what you have been doing. So into the same stitch, one double crochet, then go one double crochet round. So I'll be repeating this for a total of 6 rows, 6 to 7 rows. So we'll meet up on the 7th row. Then slip stitch, chain 3, turn. So I forgot to add it here that once you get to your hip measurement minus the number of inches you want, you are going to stop increasing. So where you used to place 2 double crochet in a stitch, once you get to your measurements, then you're going to stop having your 2 double crochet in a stitch. So which means you're no longer increasing, you're just going to now go one double crochet round once you divide your crotch points, because if you keep having 2 double crochet in a stitch, then it's going to continue expanding and you're going to exceed your hip measurements or your preferred number of inches. So you're going to stop increasing. That's, you're going to stop placing 2 double crochet in a stitch on the both sides. Once you divide your crotch points or crotch area, you're going to keep going one double crochet round around the tie. So once you slip stitch into the first stitch again, the same way you've been doing it, one double crochet round. So like I said, I'll be repeating this for a total of 6 to 7 rows and work on the other tie, which is here, and we'll meet up. So I've worked on both tie. This is it. So I'm going to repeat this design for this. I already have my 6 rows, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the 7th row, you're not going to turn. You're going to have the right side here. So slip stitch into the next, single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, into the next stitch, single crochet, then chain 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go back into the single crochet, which is this, then slip stitch, single crochet into the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the 5th stitch, 5, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go back into your single crochet, slip stitch, single crochet into the next 4 stitches again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then on the 5th stitch, chain 3, repeat the same. So now you're going to repeat the same until you are done. Single crochet to the next 4 stitches, then on the 5th stitch you have that. On the 5th stitch, chain 3, go back into your single crochet, slip stitch, then repeat that round until you are back to this point. I'm back to this point, so I'm going to slip stitch, chain 2, then cut into the same stitch or into the next stitch, go and pick up a strand, tie 2 times and cut. So now the lower part is done. this is done. So now we're going to work on the upper parts, which is going to be one single crochet into all the edges back to this point. So you chain one, then make one single crochet into the stitches. Once you get to this corner point, you're going to skip this and into the turning loop make a slip stitch. Then into the double crochet you place one single crochet. Into the turning loop you place one single crochet. Into the double crochet one single crochet. Into the turning loop one single crochet. So into this point now you're going to be repeating the design you have here, so which is chain 3, 1 2 3, go back into the single crochet, then slip stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, into the next stitch until you get to the next 4. That's 2 3 4. On the 5th stitch go in one single crochet, then chain 3, 1 2 3, go back into your single crochet, slip stitch, single crochet into the next. So this you're going to repeat it 1. So I'm back to the beginning point again, so I'm just going to slip stitch, chain 2, cut, pull up a strand and tie 2 times, then cut again. So now this is it. I'm going to fix my strap on this point and this point. So I'm using a 2-strand yarn, but I'm still going to be doubling to 4. So into the end point here, you're going to insert your yarn. Into this, go into it again. Then slip stitch and then make a long chain, long enough to tie at the back, or around the neck rather, long enough to tie around the neck. I'm done fixing my strap to tie around the neck. So now I'm going to go downward with 10 inches. So this will be the rope for under bust. So into this point you're going to go in with your chain again. You're going to make a chain again to tie around the back, or to tie at the back. So 10 inches downward to make a long chain to tie at the back. So now I'm done fixing the rope. So this is just going to go at the back and tie this way. Then this will be tied around the neck. So this is going to be done this way. This is the full fit. So this is the full fit. So this will go this way and back down. The total length of this romper is, I'm going to take our measurements. So from this point, total length for this romper is 26 inches. Our hip measurement is 34 inches that can stretch to 40 plus inches, and the waist is 24 inches and can stretch to 28 inches. So yeah, this is done. And each of the tie is measuring 10.5 inches, which in total is 21 inches. So you have 21 inches here and 21 inches here. You can see the curvy part of this. So this is from the waist to the hip where you have your hip measurements. You can see how shapy it is, how curvy it is, down to the crotch area, which is this. So